The Room 13 Files. You've probably driven past it and never noticed. Just a quiet cluster of red brick buildings, tucked back from the road. Nothing flashy, nothing threatening. On a beautiful summer day, it blends in. Almost feels normal. I've been driving past it for the better part of 2 decades, every time I came through Paul's Valley to visit family. And for most of that time, I never gave it a second thought, until I found out what it used to be, and what it still might be. This is Room 13 Files. We uncover the stories they tried to hide, the ones they said never happened, the ones you're not supposed to remember. The signs today say it belongs to the Department of Corrections. Google Maps lists it as an active K-9 training facility. But there are no kennels, no dogs, no training equipment, just patrols, a locked gate, and warning signs that make it clear you're not welcome here. If it is a dog training facility, what's the rest of the property being used for? Because it's a large complex, dozens of structures spread across acres, and most of it looks untouched. On the south side, you'll find goats, some old agricultural equipment, an overgrown field or two. But that's about it. No barking, no training fields, no sounds of activity, just stillness. So, why is it still guarded? They don't want you looking too close. But if you're with us, hit like, leave a comment, subscribe before they pull the plug. This place has gone by many names over the years, none of them kind. It first opened in 1907, the same year Oklahoma became a state. Back then, it was officially known as the Oklahoma Institution for the Feeble-Minded. By 1921, the name changed to State School for the Mentally Retarded. Eventually, it became simply Paul's Valley State School. That wasn't just the era. It was the official terminology, printed on signs, used in official documents, spoken without shame by the people in charge. The building reflected the system, one that often ignored basic humanity. It started small, just 5 residents in its earliest days. But by the 1980s, the population had exploded to over 1,200 residents, with more than 700 staff members on site. The facility eventually spanned 33 buildings across the property. People were sent here, sometimes children, sometimes adults, sometimes for developmental disabilities, other times just for being poor, unwanted, or hard to manage. And once they were in, they rarely got out. Some were placed in isolation as punishment. Others were assigned to manual labor jobs, janitorial, kitchen, groundskeeping, all within the institution. Some families never visited again. Some patients were forgotten entirely. We don't know the full story, but we do know it wasn't a safe one. Reports surfaced of abuse, neglect, and even forced sterilizations. One wrongful death lawsuit was filed after a resident died in care. There were allegations of overcrowding, inadequate medical supervision, and untrained staff. Patients were sometimes punished, isolated, or ignored entirely. The deeper you dig, the more disturbing it becomes. The facility remained open long after many others were shut down. It wasn't until 1998 that the state announced its closure, and it officially shut down in 2002. But even after that, the site wasn't abandoned. The buildings remained in use, or at least occupied, for more than a decade after closure. It wasn't until 2015 that it was fully abandoned and left to decay. So, what happened in those 13 years? Were the buildings used for something else? Was it quietly repurposed for state operations, corrections, or something the public never knew about? We don't know, and no one seems eager to answer. And now, the buildings still stand. So we're left with the same question. Why is this place still guarded like it holds a secret? If the facility is abandoned, why hasn't it been torn down? Why label it a dog training center without any visible signs of that activity? Is it just bureaucratic laziness? A ghost label that no one bothered to remove? Or is it something else? Something they don't want you to know? Something that was never meant to be seen again? Whatever the truth is, it's hiding in plain sight. And in towns like Paul's Valley, sometimes the most ordinary looking buildings hold the darkest chapters. We uncover the stories they tried to hide. We open the files they never wanted found. This is another entry from the Room 13 files.